We have a Mitsubishi 4000 GT. I'm in hot pursuit. Actually, there's a green one. They're going two different ways on me. I don't know which one to chase, so I'm just going to stay right here. Over. Cops. Man, I tell you. Welcome back to Dream Drive Survival. I mean, come on now. What's a good car game without a bad cop, right? As I mentioned, this game was initially going to be called Dream for Speed, or Dream of Speed, as it rolls off the tongue a little better. But yeah, Dream for Speed, highly influenced by Need for Speed, one of my other favorite games. And like I said, you know, the cops really just add the fun factor to it. I mean, it's kind of no going back once you get them. That's how I feel. It's like a real good game of tag. Who doesn't want to play tag, right? You drop a cop into the level, you slap a follower onto him, and then you run for your life, and he follows you, or he tries to, smacking into everything possible, but it's pure bliss. I mean, like it's you can't, you can't deny that it's not fun. So I had to go ahead and include the cop car into the level, of course. So I just went ahead and tweaked a bit of the settings here for the not the sirens, but the lights on top. So when they flash, they basically get brighter. And I was basically having a little issue, excuse me, where I accidentally wired the wire into the import, or the input, before adjusting the slider, or the value of it. So basically it started off as a nice dark glowing blue, but excuse me, as I increased it with the wire already in the import, it just made it even brighter. So it turned into a light blue that was very bright. And I mean, for the last time I checked, cops never had light blue lights. They were always a dark blue. So, excuse me. So I basically, I went ahead and messed around with this Luminoise thing. I guess it's the newest update, and it apparently does something with the flex on the surface. But I personally do not see any difference. If you have, messed around with this option or function before, and you know what it does, please leave a comment down below. Let us all know what it does. I'm sure we would all like to know or find out if we don't already know. Alright, so a little tip and trick of mine is if you want to take away the input port from something without deleting it, you could simply just move it to another input port temporarily, such as the one right above or below it, and then just switch it back when you need to. But in this instance, excuse me, I went ahead and switched it down to the power import. And like I said, while it's cool and all, it's not exactly the effect we were going for. We want our lights to shine brighter and dimmer instead of actually turning on and off. So, excuse me, that is also another tip and trick. If you want one of your sculptures to turn off as far as the visibility, then you can just, plug something into the power input. And that's not what we want, so I went ahead and switched it back, and voila. As you can see, I basically adjusted the value before putting the wire back into the input. So now the light is a dark blue, and it it basically turns off and goes to a dark blue instead of the whole sculpture itself turning off and on. So we have success. Alright, so cloning them, you can see that they're actually both in sync with each other. So I was trying to figure out how can I get them to basically
Oh, that's some hot coffee.
dang, so aggressive. So I was trying to figure out how to get him or get their lights to there you go again. All right. Excuse me. I was trying to get their lights to basically flash at different intervals, I guess, so that they're not in sync with each other, if that makes sense. And I went through a few trial and errors here, but eventually I figured out that, for one, I have too much gameplay memory, so with cloning two of these, I can't really make a third one. And I definitely want to have a whole, squadron of cop cars out here chasing us. I would say at least a good 10 or more at once. So I have to figure out how I can delete some of this, heat or thermometer space per se. But I couldn't figure out what was causing it. Like, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars at the least. They really aren't that, detailed in my opinion. But, physics wise, I mean, there's just turning wheels and flashing lights and headlights that pop up. But, that's not really that much. So, what could it be? And upon further investigation, I basically found out that it was the car radio. So, because I cloned each of these original cars, they each have a radio in them, and the radios themselves actually do take up quite a bit of the logic. So, I just went ahead and had to delete the orange car over there because, I actually didn't know this quite yet. So I was just trying to delete some extra things, figure out, how I can lower this thermometer heat a bit. So it's like, get rid of this possession recorder. Should we delete the green? No. Definitely. Yep, we can make a clone. Awesome. Can we make another one? Denied. See, so we can make another clone, but now it's just too high again, so we have to find something else to delete. Let's go ahead and check it out. See what it looks like. See if their lights are flashing in sync again. And I wouldn't say they're exactly in sync, but they're the opposite, if you can see. So, I mean, kind of works, but that's what I figured out. Kind of like when you have to, figure out when is the right time to connect your input when using your value sliders. It's kind of the same with this. So you have to figure out what time to actually clone the cop cars. So basically, if they were being emitted, they would have to be emitted at different times. If they were all emitted at once, they would all be in sync. But that's the idea. So I said, all right, I think this will work basically. So let's go ahead and restart this. Head back on over here. check it out. So, like I said, I basically went ahead and deleted the orange vehicle, the other one over there, so that way I can basically make a third cop car. And again, these are just the trial and errors because, like I said, I figured it out after all of this. And basically, like I said, I just had to delete the radios out of every single car. So that was the fix. So I'm just going to go ahead and have some fun here, show you guys what's possible if your driving skills are up to par. And just the overall visuals. Like I said, it's not too realistic, but I mean, it looks pretty good in my opinion. Go ahead and close all these headlights for the cop cars. Let's go ahead and take off with this one for a second. And I don't know, for some reason, the cop cars actually look pretty good. And they handle exceptionally well. I see why they're keeping up, but not for long. And again, this is just demonstrating the handbrake and how, excuse me, just again, how you can actually, maneuver out here. So you can actually drift, as you can see. Just get real sideways. Can even get upside down. And it looks like I popped my eyes out of their sockets here. Hold on. Just tap the up D-pad to bring your lights up. Tap the D-pad down to put them back down. And whoa, talk about turning on a dime. And what a flip. Wow. Ooh. He's out of here. With a nice wall flip twist, spin, whatever you call it. With a sharp turn still going full speed. And get him out of here. I'm coming back around for the third one. Oh, saved by the bell. Well, let's do a quick distance test here to see just how far you can actually see the cars. And we'll go ahead and end the video here. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.